Hey guys, this is James from TeaDB bringing you Inbetweenisode number 115. So today it is a W2T Club episode, but we are not joined here by my friend Meat. Meat has been traveling around Europe. I am saving the October Tea Club box for him because we have a couple of Wooey teas, which I know are his preferred type of tea. But for November, we had a young raw Pu'erh pressed from autumn material. So I decided that I would go solo for this particular Tea Club one, but you can expect Meat back for the Yanchas when we get to those, hopefully in a week or two, as he has just returned. Okay, so this month's tea is a mini cake. You guys could see it in the earlier shots. It's just 50 grams, and I could not think of any non-lewd, any suitable for work names for it, so you guys can fill in your imagination for what it should be called. But I've already had one steep of this. I sessioned this tea yesterday. On the notes it says that it asks you to take it easy, wait a couple days before, or wait a while before trying the tea. I have not waited a while. I've waited about 3 days before having this tea. It also recommends using a slightly lower, less intense parameters, so using either lower temperature water or shorter steep times, etc. So my steep times are usually pretty short anyways, but instead of using my usual 5 grams for this brewing device, I am using 4 grams, so I'm taking it just a touch lighter. Yeah, let's get going on to this tea, guys. The material is supposedly from Lincang, so it's a northern material. I don't know where in Lincang. I've had it once before. I really don't know where in particular. So very green nose, maybe a lot of florals, some grassiness to it as well. Definitely smells distinctly northern. Alright, cheers guys. It's very soft on its entry point, and then it really thickens up. It's plenty strong, despite using about 20% less leaf than I normally do. It's got good mouthfeel throughout. And you can tell that this, for instance, is higher quality base material than something like the Mong Fei that I brought on a couple episodes ago. It's smoother. It's not quite as bitter. There's definitely some bitterness that tenses through it. It has really cool mouthfeel, and you sort of get like this tingling sensation towards the back of your mouth and your throat, where it kind of lingers. Leaves a lot of sweet fillings behind, a light throatiness as well. Definitely some tip of the tongue bitterness to this, but it doesn't really leave a dry, astringent feel in the mouth. It's more of a mouth-watering sweetness. And we're gonna keep going on this guy. And per Two Dogs recommendations, we are going to continue to keep these steeps short. So I'm pouring steep number 4 here. So brewing out color we'd expect. Not at all overly astringent, which sometimes I can find the case for young autumn teas. Yeah, really rich florals, touch creamy in the aroma. Cheers, guys. Strongest infusion yet. More vegetal nutty notes coming into this. Thicker body, oily, and feel like you can feel the tea all the way into your chest. And I'd say it's a very decent tea. I personally enjoy tea clubs like this. Compared to something like the Mong Song, the mini from a couple months ago, I think that tea might be a touch better, but this is different base material from a different area from a different season. So it's a fair amount different. So I think a lot of that can be chalked up to personal preference. I really did like that tea. Both of these teas I am getting energy off of. So in that sense, I think they are high quality material. And we'll just give this one more, see if it starts to lighten. It's shown no real signs of weakening quite yet, but we would look out for that in the next few. Similar aroma to the previous infusion. Cheers, guys. So more of a protracted, thick nuttiness to nutty bitterness in the upfront for this infusion. It's definitely stronger, more of a bitter bite to it. Let's see. So important thing to pay attention to is just sort of how that bitterness transforms. Really empty bitterness where it just remains bitter for a long time. Some people like that. I personally don't. You can find that in some of the stronger teas. A lot of the teas that have that sort of like aspirin, pill-like bitterness, Mani and stuff have that. I don't think that's the case here. I can feel the sort of that floral, nutty bitterness transforming into sort of a sweet feeling in the mouth. And infusions like this, I could definitely see some people finding to be too strong. So if you are that person, definitely follow Two Dogs' advice. Try brewing it with a slightly lighter hand. I could definitely see lowering the water temperature to reduce the bitterness being something that could be nice, especially for people that generally brew their pu'erh lighter. Or if you're trying to brew for someone newer to tea, I think picking up on a lot of the nuances and transforming bitterness to sweetnesses can be challenging for newer folks. So if you're brewing for your mom or something like that, I would definitely go with the lighter hand. I don't think I would brew this tea for my mom, but if I were, I would definitely be brewing it at 190 or something like that. Cheers. So this is a much sweeter infusion than the previous one. I think a little bit of it is the water cooling down in here. And I think the tea might be just weakening just a hair. It's still going pretty strong considering this is the 5th or 6th infusion. There's definitely some sweetness that's lingering sort of at the top of the throat, so some decent Hui Gan there. And it's sort of just gravitating between these vegetal, floral, nutty notes. And so for certain infusions, more of them will be there. This one's particularly more floral and creamy to it. And I think that just varies depending on how you're steeping it or just how the tea is evolving. So I think that just about concludes this Inbetweenisode number 115. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.